I would like to start with the context. Why and how we realized that a study on sustainable development goals and on its indicators was very much imperative in Nepal's context. Uh, Central Department of Anthropology, under the financial funding of the USAID, initiated a project, implemented a project entitled State of Social Inclusion in Nepal in 2013. So the project was a three-year long period project, and in which we basically undertook 4 different components of study under the title of State of Social Inclusion in Nepal. Those 4 different sub-projects under that SOSIN title was 1. State of Social Inclusion in Nepal, a survey, the main survey, that was a national survey, of which report has been already out together with this Sustainable Development Goals. And the second was Community Resilience Capacity Study, study of 14 districts, including the Kathmandu Valley and the surrounding districts of Kathmandu, which those 14 districts were hard hit by the earthquake 2015. So we included that community resilience capacity study so as to know the people's resilient capacity in terms of coping with these difficulties created by natural hazards and other kind of difficulties and other kind of problems they face in their life. So under that community resilience capacity study, we also focused on how state organizations, state mechanism, and also the national and international development communities and other loose communities were instrumental in terms of helping out their communities in difficulties in Nepal. The third report was inclusive governance. Third report was on inclusive governance in Nepal, and that was also based on the secondary data already available in the government sites, and also based on SOSIN survey. So this report, Who Are Left Behind, tracking progress on the Sustainable Development Goals in Nepal. This was the 4th main report that we also wanted to track the progress on Sustainable Development Goals, to track the progress across different caste and ethnic groups in Nepal. It is, our sampling process is not based on geographical area or a specific area. It is based on the social categories, because the main title of the project is SOSIN, State of Social Inclusion in Nepal. So this is why we decided to take basically on social categories across caste and ethnic categories in Nepal, that which caste group predominantly, which ethnic group, which social group predominantly live in which area of the country. This is how we had 2 levels of sampling process. First, we selected 88 caste and ethnic groups, which we consider as the total caste and ethnic groups as shown by the census 2011. And among those 88 caste and ethnic groups, from the mountain area, from the hills area, from the Madhesh area, from all these three ecological zones. We checked what ethnic group and what caste group or what social category, what social group inhabit which area of the country comparatively, predominantly in terms of their number of population. So, we sampled out these social groups from different areas over the country. While doing this, we conducted the survey of 17,400 households in Nepal. So 17,400 households included both male and female, included one male and one female. So we conducted about 34,800 individual surveys from 17,400 households in Nepal. So this was the kind of methodology. So from that survey data, we also made analysis of which social group, which caste and ethnic group, again, across the gender desegregation, both men and women, how have they progressed? What achievements they have made in terms of sustainable development goals. So we found out basically the Madheshi populations, Madheshi Dalit populations, Madheshi Dalit communities most vulnerable amongst all the societies and communities in Nepal. Madheshi Dalits, Muslim, and again, within these categories, within these groups, women are double disadvantaged, doubly vulnerable, both at the household level, at the family level, as well as the community level. Okay, so even amongst the Madheshi Dalits, you find Musars and even Muslims. Muslims are not known as any caste or ethnic categories, but Muslim population is known as Muslim population. Sometimes we used to categorize as religious category, but Muslim is a social category. Madheshi Dalits, amongst the Madheshi Dalits, Musars, Dom are the most vulnerable, and Muslims are also the most vulnerable among those most vulnerables. Similarly, you find hill caste, hill Dalits, again vulnerable population in these kind of developmental indicators, sustainable developmental indicators. So, what I would recommend for the country, for the policymakers, for government of Nepal, is so as to achieve the sustainable development goals within the framework of time. There are 17 broad sustainable development goals set by UNDP in 2015, right? So, when are we supposed to meet those goals? By the year 2030. So, this sustainable development goal, this was set by the UNDP for all people over the world, focusing on three basic themes. One, on to end the poverty, that must be economic poverty. Second, to protect the planet, that indicates the climate change, the problems created by the climate change. And third, by the year 2030, all people around the world should feel peace and prosperity in their life.